Just a little love, 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 just a little love. Just a little love, 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 just a little love. If you see a man lying on the street, not a penny to his name or shoes on his feet, he begs for money so he can live. But what he really needs, well, it costs nothing to give. Just a little love, 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 just a little love. Just a little love, 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 just a little love. Just a little kindness when things get rough. Just a little love, love, love can change the world. If you have a friend and they're in need, but much too proud to cry a tear, just let him know you understand, and you're here if they need a helping hand. Just a little love, 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 just a little love. Just a little love, 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 just a little love. Just a little kindness when things get rough. Just a little love, love, love can change the world. You know this world we're living in moves so fast, we're in a spin. We're so busy, sometimes we forget that we're never too rich, never too pretty, never too old to get. Just a little love, 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 just a little love. Just a little love, 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 just a little love. Just a little kindness when things get rough. Just a little love, love, love can change the world. Come on. Just a little love, 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 just a little love. Just a little love, 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 just a little love. Just a little kindness when things get rough. Just a little love, love, love can change the world. Just a little love, 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 just a little love. Just a little love, 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 just a little love. Just a little kindness when things get rough. Just a little love, love, love can change the world. Just a little love can change the world.
Falcha, August D. Yves Galer. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Kathleen O'Neill, along with Bruce Smith, inviting you to 2 hours of Irish music, news, and announcements on Detroit Irish Radio at crbradio.com. The call-in number is 313-942-0159 for those of you that have news to share. We also want to remind all of you can be heard on the Gaelic League of Detroit.org website. We are on Cave Radio as well. It's crbradio.com, Studio 2. You can listen live, thanks to Mary Bongiorno, on Detroit Irish Radio Facebook page. And later, thanks to Bruce, we are also posted on YouTube. So enjoy the show now, or share and let members of your family and friends listen to it later as a podcast. We are in for a great day. We are part of the green wave of the cave, and we've already had some wonderful music by Johnny Costello this morning with the Rebel Rooster from 10 to noon in Studio 1. Yesterday, Matt O'Donnell started the weekend with Emerald Isle Express, also on from 1 to 4 at Studio 2. We're here every Sunday from 1 to 3 with Detroit Irish Radio, Studio 2, and our good friend, the one that got it all started for the three of us, Patrick Johnson, is in Studio 1 on Mondays with the Irish Music Cafe from 4 to 6, along with Dave and Aaron Keene assisting. So different ways that you can listen to some great Irish music throughout the weekend. We started with Just a Little Love by Derek Ryan. Thought it was most appropriate. We had Angela Ryan hosting the show last Sunday with lots of love songs, beautiful love songs. And it's like, why stop with just one week or one Sunday or one Valentine's Day? We need love every day, and certainly in the Michigan area, so many of us are connected somehow. What is that, 6 degree of
The 6 degrees of separation.
of separation. Thank you, Bruce. We're just 6 degrees apart. Bruce and I are a lot closer. But with so many becoming victims of this shooting at Michigan State University, certainly those that were physically armed and then the 3 that were killed, but a whole community, a whole area of Michigan is hurting. So many of us have family members and friends that go to that school or are alumni of the school. The young victims that died were from the Detroit area. So love is necessary every day. We need to remind ourselves of how important it is to be in touch with each other. So we're going to continue in that vein for a few songs, but stay tuned because, do we already have a call? We already have a call. Talk about a little bit of love. We have already hearing from our good friend, Father Brendan McCarrick. Father, how are you today?
Very good, Kathleen. That was a great song to start the show. A little bit of love is always wanted.
Right, and that's all we need every day.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you were very much on tune there with, being supporting all those from MSU after the terrible tragedy last week. I heard about that when I was in Ireland, and the first people asking me, how far was that from where you were, Father, and how dangerous it is over there? And I said, it's not the area, it's the individuals. In truth, people of Detroit, the people of Lansing, and people wherever are kind and caring and generous people. It's just individuals who are the wrong people.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter where you go throughout the world. It just takes that one individual that is sick, and
It's true.
destroys so many lives. But so how are you doing? You're just returning from Ireland. How was your visit?
I just returned from my visit. Was good. We were at a meeting in Ireland for a week, and as one man summarised at the end, there was a lot more said that will be probably done.
But a lot of good thoughts, obviously, huh?
A lot of good thoughts and a lot of good sayings, and we're moving forward as a community and as a congregation, and it's always what happens. We have to sit down and discuss. Yourself when you're making decisions for the future on how to plan little things and big things, but we just make baby steps.
Right. But the point is you're making steps,
Absolutely. We were blessed as our community. We had men from Argentina and America and Ireland and Italy and England, and so they were all over coming to join us to help us focus and move forward.
Well, very, very good. And you had a chance to see family, I hope?
I had indeed. I was very blessed. I got a couple of days with my family last weekend, and unfortunately I was so busy with family I didn't even get a chance to call in either weeks, but thank God your shows went off fantastically, I believe.
Well, very good. I knew that once you got over there, you would be busy with your Palatine community, and then going up with family, you lose all track of time. So
yeah,
we're
I
just
wasn't as good as 𝐷𝐸𝐿 to get the times right.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's another thing, the time difference as well. So what kind of news do you have for us on this nice, somewhat springy type day? It's
well,
clear.
It's a lovely day and all is going well, and thank God. And our Palatine community here in 𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐷 are still doing great. Brother Faustino, while I was away, was very busy with Pam in the office and Susan, and they were packing up little, we call them Valentine's envelopes for everybody. They were sending out information to all our benefactors and people in the local area in relation to the upcoming event on the birthday of St. Vincent Pallotti, the 21st of April. We're having a wonderful get-together in the Knights of Columbus Hall in 𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐷, and it's a hula hula themed event. So fun and enjoyment and get together with music and dance and give away a couple of $1,000 the same night. So that's what it's all about.
Well, very good. And you know what? Would you mind giving us the phone number? I don't know that I see it here on the little bit of a flyer. A phone number that people can reach you by if they want tickets, if they weren't the ones that got the...
734-285-2966, the Palatine House.
Okay, very good. 734-285.
Our office, if they want to email, they could email office@irishpalatines.org.
Okay, that's even better for those that are on the computer. Office at Irish Palatine? Is that with an S on the end?
.org. Yeah, office at Irish Palatines. And of course, the spelling of Palatines catch people out, so it's PALLOTTINES.
Very good. All right.
.org.
That will be perfect, and that's not coming up until April 21st. Hopefully, people will see.
April 21st, we're hoping to have wonderful day. Well, of course, we're going to celebrate the St. Patrick's Day before that, but we have to wait for Lent. We haven't even started Lent, but we're planning for post-Easter.
You're a rare Irishman, I'll tell you.
Well, we have before we go into a time of mourning and a time of abstinence, we have to plan for the parties that are going to come after Lent.
There you go. Yeah, that is good thinking there, Father. All right. Well, you have a good week, and it's going to be another busy week for you with, like you say, Lent is coming up and Ash Wednesdays on.
Ash Wednesday is this Wednesday, and it's a great day when people come from all over to get the great symbol of faith. You know, the cross is a symbol of our faith. So we're delighted to start the Lenten program here in Wyandotte, and you know, again, like everywhere else, like your AOH, the Knights of Columbus, they're all doing great fish fries as well for the for the many different organizations to help and support them. So everyone is doing great work, and we ask the Lord to keep everybody safe, and looking forward to seeing and greeting and meeting people as we get together to celebrate Kevin Murphy as the Grand Marshal and all the St. Patrick's Day parades and celebrations in the next few weeks.
Well, very good. And if you get an opportunity, stay tuned, because the second half of today's program, we're going to have our own Kevin Murphy, Grand Marshal of 2023 St. Patrick's Parade here. We're going to learn a little bit more about him, and people are going to have the opportunity to see how talented he is with singing and playing his guitar as well. So,
he's a wonderful, wonderful man.
He is indeed. So thanks so very much, Father, for checking in with us now that you've returned, and we look forward to many events with you and
Indeed, and I'm looking forward to sitting back, relaxing, and listening to you for the next 2 hours.
Very good. I know you'll enjoy it.
Bye-bye.
Because you know what? There's Coleman O'Donnell coming up, too, in today's program.
Oh, wonderful.
All right. Take care. God bless you. And
take care. Thanking you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, and with that, that first song was Just a Little Love by Derek Ryan. We are going to go into a couple more love songs. Of course, the Furies do a fabulous job with I Will Love You, and then we'll follow it up with Susan McCann and Sean O'Dowd with I Will Always Love You.
Every time I hear a sweet bird singing, I think of you and I, my love, think of you and I. And when I hear the evening bells ringing, I hang my head and cry, my love, hang my head and cry. I will love you, I will love you, I will love you. I will love you when we are gone. Every time I hear your soft voice humming, my heart jumps in my breast, my love, my heart jumps in my breast. And until I hear your footsteps coming, my heart can know no rest, my love, my heart can know no rest. I will love you, I will love you when we are gone. I will love you, will love you when we are gone. I will love you, I will love you when we are gone.
Roses will always be red, violets will always be blue. The sun will shine down, the world will turn round, and I will always love you.
The grass will forever be green, the sky will forever be blue. The rivers set free will run to the sea, and I will forever love you.
As sure as the night brings the moon, as sure as the dawn brings the dew, as sure as our love was sent from above, I will always love you.
Well, we're off to a wonderful start here because we have our other good friend that checks in with us on a regular basis, and that's 𝐷𝐸𝐿. 𝐷𝐸𝐿, how are you doing today?
Well, fantastic, Kathleen. I'm a little disappointed that you took the other Sligo man first.
I guess he was quicker at dialing than you were.
No, as I say at home, no better man than Father Brendan. It is great to hear that he's back, and of course, well, the NFL season, the American football season is over. The Super Bowl is over, so the radio show will now get the undivided attention that it deserves, and. It's there, of course. It's early in the GAA calendar, and this week we had round 3 of the football league. But the interest and the crowd attendance does not feel like February. The games are being played over there like we're in the middle of the championship season. And for listeners who may not be familiar with the GAA or what's going on, it always starts with the league, and the league is what's going on at this time of the year. There are 4 divisions in the league, 4 divisions of 8 teams each, which represents the 32 counties. However, Kilkenny, being a predominantly hurling county, they don't participate in the football league, and instead London, England, plays in the 4th division. So that's what makes up the 32 teams in 4 divisions. And the stronger counties such as Kerry, Mayo, Tyrone and so on, they play in Division 1, whereas we'd say some of the weaker counties like Waterford, Sligo, Wicklow, they play in the 4th division, and of course all the other teams in between. So just kind of give you a little bit of background on what goes on this time of year. So the teams from the lower division, they strive to try and win and get promoted. So at the end of the league, teams get promoted, teams get relegated. So the teams from the lower division, it's their ambition is to play at a higher level. The teams in the higher division, they want to try and keep their higher status, and they don't want to be relegated, I should say, and end up playing lesser teams next year. So that's kind of the background of what's going on, and for listeners that may be not familiar exactly with what goes on this time of year.
And are people still able to watch those games through the different sites that you had, the Hogan Stand and the GA?
Yeah, well, the Hogan Stand, Kathleen, is actually that's just a website giving all the different newses and so on.
Right.
That's where you'll see the fixtures, the results, the stories that literally seem to pop up every hour. But then if they want, so that's where you kind of get all the background. If you want to watch the games, you can go to 𝐿AGO.ie. And yeah, you're right. Those games all these league games are being shown. Not all. Many of the league games are being shown. And of course, if the people they can get a pass for the year, they can literally watch all those games throughout the year at a very, very reasonable price.
Well, very good. So today you have a clip for us, and what is this one about?
Yeah, so this is a clip, Kathleen. This is from Division 1 earlier today. It's Roscommon versus Armagh. This game was played, this is Division 1. It was played in Dr. Hyde Park in Roscommon. And let's just say the commentator knows how to ad-lib.
Thanks for the warning.
Okay.
So far, that was against Monaghan. Monaghan and Donegal were level at 5 points apiece the last time we heard it. Kick out by Eat the Raftery. High probing ball. Won by 𝐾𝐞𝐿, the man from St. Dominic's. They had their award-winning banquet last night. St. Dominic's had Roscommon's immediate championship winners of 2022. 𝐾𝐞𝐿 had a huge part in that game. Here come Armagh. Jamal Hall. Down it goes. Lovely pass. Here he comes again. Jamal is on the prowl. I thought the national speed competitions were in the National Stadium yesterday. Here come Armagh. Here's a goal chance. Brilliant block. Brilliant block by Niall Daly. Came from nowhere. Got the block in. Ball was referee is giving a 45 minutes. Good going to be a 45. Lovely flowing move by Armagh. 6 points apiece. It was Charlie O'Byrne that supplied it, the man inside. Armagh pulled the trigger. Brilliant defending by Roscommon. Back there, out for a 45. Armagh were lightning quick.
Oh, well, it was goal road all over it, and it actually was Kieran Lennon, would you believe, that came back to make that interception and put the ball out for 45. It was going on, it was going straight for goal, and it was a great move by Armagh. Really are so dangerous, Willie, when they run at you. The Armagh team, they're very, very strong, physically strong, and their run off the shoulder is so good. Very, very athletic team. They had a goal, but certainly Kieran Lennon has saved Roscommon there for that one. So now it's a 45 for Rian O'Neill, who'll take this one. And we know what he's like for kicking scores.
Really, really good battle now. Coming up on Tuesday, Pancake Tuesday. I wonder any pancake be flipping like this one in Dr. Hyde Park. The pancakes, well, they're in the pan here. Ryan O'Neill likes a bit of peanut butter in his pancakes, and O'Neill puts a wonderful kick over the bar.
You didn't let us down again this week, Park. Thank you for the clip.
Yeah, well, that was Shannon Side Radio, and it's nice to have a commentator who can talk about more than Gaelic football, obviously. So, okay. So then the other games. Yesterday, I just another minute or so here on Gaelic football. Yesterday, Kerry are the current All-Ireland champions. They visited Castlebar to play Mayo. And I think Kerry came down to Castlebar to try out new players, maybe look at new aspects of their game. But Mayo obviously had a different strategy. They wanted to show the All-Ireland champions that they were not going to be intimidated on their own home turf. And Mayo also have a new manager called Kevin McStay, who is an army officer, and I think he's bringing a little bit of toughness to them too. So there was about 19,000 people in attendance yesterday in Castlebar, nearly all Mayo partisan supporters. Great crowd actually for this time of year, and Mayo quickly showed who the boss was in Castlebar, and there were actually 11 points up at the end of the first half, and they won the game comfortably. So once again, it's early in the year, early in 2023, but Mayo are making a statement that they're certainly going for it all again this year. So overall, it was a good weekend for Connacht football. The Connacht West of Ireland with wins for Sligo, Mayo, Roscommon, Galway, and loss for Leitrim. So that's it for football. Hurling games are going to take centre stage next weekend.
Well, very good, and that was quite a crowd, isn't it? 19,000 to be attending.
Well, Kathy, I think this is a provincial town. I mean, this is a fantastic crowd. That would just tell you how much people
how interested
in Mayo.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I know you got other things going on there, Kathleen. So how about a little bit of music? As we get to the end of Valentine's week, I thought a love song would be appropriate, but not a love song. This time, a love song about a country. Of course, the country being Ireland, and the song is called "Éireann McGraw McCree," which is translated as "Ireland, Love of My Heart." It seems like that song might have been written in the 19th century by an immigrant in New York City, and it's sung by the multi-talented fellow from Sligo, fellow Sligo man, I should say, Colm O'Donnell. And as someone said, listening to Colm O'Donnell is like, it's like a clear freshwater spring in the Ox Mountains. His music and his voice flows pure and natural.
Yeah, well, it's beautiful. So thank you for your selection, and we'll play that now for all that have the love of Ireland in their heart. Thanks, Bort. Have a good week.
We'll be back. We'll be back to you again in a couple of weeks.
Very good. Thanks.
At the parting of the sun, when my daily work was done, I rambled down the seashore for a walk. And I being all alone, I sat down upon a stone for to gaze on the scenes
lawns of New York. O den _Ghrámach-Cree, you're the only land for me. You're the fairest that my eyes did e'er behold. You're the bright star of the west. You're the land St. Patrick blessed. You're that dear little isle so far away. It broke my mother's heart the day that I did part. Will I ever see my dear folks anymore? Not until my bones are laid in this cold and silent grave, in the dear little isle so far away. On a cold, cold winter's night, with the tar fire burning bright, and the snowflakes falling on a winter's day, when St. Patrick's Day it comes, and the shamrocks will be born in the dear little isle so far away. O den _Ghrámach-Cree, you're the only land for me. You're the fairest that my eyes did e'er behold. You're the bright star of the west. You're the land St. Patrick blessed. You're the dear little isle so far away.
All right. I'm so thrilled when I get phone calls and people stopping by, and we have so much news to share. Just a little reminder that today here at the Gaelic League, not only are we doing the radio show, but as I mentioned, we will be hearing from our own Grand Marshal for 2023, Kevin Murphy, in the second half of the program. Looking forward to sharing a bit more information about Kevin and hearing some of his singing as well. And then later today, at 4 o'clock, we have our monthly pub quiz. Come down early. The pub is open right now. Register and get settled in so the game can start right at 4 o'clock. It's $5 admission for individual. You can bring a team of 5 or come on your own and join a team. But it's always a lot of fun. Bruce, we always enjoy it, don't we?
We think we enjoy it.
Oh, come on. We think. That part we do. But I think the other part is we enjoy it.
It is fun.
Yeah. We have a good afternoon, and you meet so many nice people, and you learn some new things. And there's lots of snacking to go on. If you want to bring some treats to snack, you're welcome to. If not, that's okay too. But if you're looking for something fun to do this afternoon, that could possibly be what you come down to do, the pub quiz. However, there is also something happening at the AWH Hall, and that is a euchre tournament. This is being hosted by the Cardinal Mooney KFC and the Stephen Walsh Ancient Order of Hibernians. The doors open at 2 o'clock, and their game starts at 3 o'clock. Admission is $25, and food will be served. So you can either play euchre today, or play pub quiz, or just come down and enjoy the company of other folks. With that, next up is three artists, I should say, 2 songs that I have never played before. The first one is called The Story I Tell You Is True. And this is by Liam O'Connor and Mike Denver. They have joined forces for this new single. Accordion player Liam O'Connor and acclaimed country singer Mike Denver joined together to record this song. The Story I Tell You Is True was written by the late John Joe Reedy, who died tragically several years ago at the age of 39. This record is a truly multi-county project, as O'Connor lives in Killarney, County Kerry. Denver is in County Galway. John Joe hailed from Newmarket, County Cork. And the record was produced by Peter Maher in a studio in Neenah, County Tipperary. As O'Connor explained, I've always wanted to record John Joe's song, as he was a friend of mine and a fine singer and piano accordion player. So we'll hear this song that they said they combined their talents, and it's an appealing waltz time-lipped with Reedy's lyrics depicting precious memories of an Ireland not long ago, but dearly missed. The second song we're going to play is also new to me, and we'll be hearing more from him and about him. It's Paul G. Cotton with a song he wrote. It's called Warm and Welcoming Fire, Here in the Heart mix. And a little bit about Paul. He bussed around the UK and France. In the late 70s, he moved to the Shetland Islands, and he played and wrote songs for amusement, for his own pleasure. He enjoyed reggae and formed a band. Later, he played in the first and second Shetland Rock Festival, and then he organized and managed the stage as well. Later, he moved to Edinburgh, now lives in Dumfries with his lifelong partner, Brenda. And at one point, he had opened a recording studio. I think that was in Edinburgh, Mighty Real. So just a little bit about him, but how I got connected with him is our good friend Tom Loftus, who is in the last few weeks been serving homemade pizza, delicious pizza on Saturday nights. This is just the start, I hope, of many different menu selections for my friend Tom. Tom Loftus was here back in the 90s and then moved and has just returned to the Metro Detroit area. And Paul G. Cotton is Tom's cousin, living in Scotland now. So we'll hear these 2 selections. The first one, The Story I Tell You Is True, by Liam O'Connor and Mike Denver. And the second one is by Paul G. Cotton, Warm and Welcoming Fire, Here in the Heart mix.
Come stroll for a while through my memory, and I'll tell you of times long ago, when we walked to school summer and winter, barefoot through the fields we would go. I remember our little thatched cottage and the half door led into the hall, the crane o'er the fire in the kitchen, and the grandfather clock on the wall. Oh, the stout it was cured with a poker, and poaching they said cured the flu. The bacon it hung from the ceiling, sure the story I tell you is true. We We went in the trap to Mass Sundays, and Grandad would wear his best hat. The priest would recite from the altar, and the women in different seats sat. Matchmaking was part of tradition, and the rambling house filled up at night. When the tailor would tell the ghost stories, oh, the children would shiver with fright. Oh, the stout, it was cured with a poker, and poaching, they said, cured the flu. The bacon, it hung from the ceiling. Sure, the story I tell you is true. I remember the sound of the anvil and the burning horse hoof we would smell when we passed the forge door in the evening with the water we fetched from the well. We spancelled the cows before milking, tied the horse to the wall through the shoe. His collar and hings, his winkers and rings, the harness we kept it like new. Oh, the stout, it was cured with a poker, and poaching, they said, cured the flu. The bacon, it hung from the ceiling. Sure, the story I tell you is true. For miles to the fair in the darkness, with our animals we walked with delight. When the wheeling and dealing was over, everyone waited on for the fight. Now I hope that in telling this story I haven't detained you too long, for there is so much more I must tell you someday in some other song. Oh, the stout, it was cured with a poker, and poaching, they said, cured the flu. The bacon, it hung from the ceiling. Sure, the story I tell you is true. Oh, the story I tell you is true.
There's a woman welcoming fire here in the heart. Yes, there's a woman welcoming fire here in the heart. And though it might not burn so bright, it burns at least once a night. Yes, there's a woman welcoming fire here in the heart. Don't let the snow on the roof convince you it's proof of the heat in the heart. For still let this fire to match your desire and reignite your heart. Just reignite your heart. There's a woman welcoming fire here in the heart still. Yes, there's a woman welcoming fire here in the heart. And though it might not burn so bright, sometimes it burns twice a night. Yes, there's a woman welcoming fire here in the heart. Hold on back the snow on the roof. Convince you it's proof of the heat in the heart. For still there is fire to match your desire and reignite your heart. Let's reignite your heart. There's a warm and welcoming fire here in the heart still. Yes, there's a warm and welcoming fire here in the heart. Yes, there's a warm and welcoming fire, and it's burning higher and higher. Yes, there's a warm and welcoming fire here in the heart. Here in the heart. Here in the heart.
Once again, I want to thank Tom Loftus for connecting with his cousin Paul G. Cotton, and I welcome all of you that may want to hear a certain song or know certain artists that you can share with us through Detroit Irish Radio at gmail.com, or you can message Mary at Facebook, Detroit Irish Radio, or you can always text 313-942-0159, Detroit Irish Radio. That's our call-in number as well. Thanks again. So with that, let's go on to birthdays. We'll say La Brahahana to the following people, and there are plenty of people I didn't realize. Today is Sean O'Boyle's birthday. Tomorrow, John Kerry, Cullen Galewski, and Ann Poppy. Tuesday, Megan Gilliam, David Henderson, and Susan McCormick. Wednesday, Nathan Brennan, Annie Manning, Margaret Murray, Mary Oshab, and Phil Ratliff. Thursday, Patricia Simone. Friday, David Davis. And Saturday, Tom Bruning and Sean Flanagan. Very happy birthday to all of you. Wishing you many more healthy, happy birthdays. Coming up this week, we do have set dance tomorrow with Ann McCullum at the Gaelic League. That starts with a 6:30 foot exercise, and the dancing itself is from 7 to 9 p.m. On Tuesday, the Foolies have their meeting here, and the Children's Society, which will be singing at next week's parade fundraiser, will meet at 6 o'clock. The meeting itself is at 7. And when I say here, I mean the Gaelic League Irish American Club, located at 2068 Michigan Avenue in Corktown, Detroit. Next up, we have a request. A couple Sundays ago, we had Amy and Mark Hunt enjoying the afternoon here at the Gaelic League, and I have a request from both of them. So we're going to start out with Amy, and this is going out to not only Amy, but all those Elvis fans, including our own Mary Bongiorno and Sheila Maloney and her daughter Aoife and Stephen, with Galway to Graceland. This is being sung by the group All Folked Up, which appeared at the AOH back in the fall.
Dressed in the dark, she was beauty male. She was pretty and pink like a young girl again. 20 years married, she never thought twice. She sneaked out the door and walked into the night. The wings carried her over the sea, from the west coast of Ireland to West Tennessee, to meet with her sweetheart she left everything. She went from Galway to Greeceland to be with the king. She dressed in the dark. She was pretty well. She was pretty and pink like young again. That's when it is married. She never thought twice. She used to meet that door and walk into the night. So he's carried her over the sea, from the west coast of Ireland to West Tennessee. She'd be with her sweetheart, but she left everything. She went go away to Graceland to be with the king. Here we go! 1, 2, 3, hey!
Well, you are listening to Detroit Irish Radio at crbradio.com, and we are so happy our guest has arrived, and that is a very busy man, the Grand Marshal of 2023, Kevin Murphy. Kevin, yeah, we got lots of people here just less than a month away. And
yeah, it's coming quick, isn't it?
It is.
Wow.
And that's really exciting time. We're thrilled to have you as the one that's going to be leading us up Michigan Avenue and all the parties prior and afterwards as well.
There's a bunch of them, yes.
I know. So I don't know how you're going to get any rest. But before we get into a little bit about Kevin's life, you came at the most appropriate time. We just played All Folked Up, and they were at the AOH in the fall. And the next couple of groups that I'm going to make mention, you have a connection with as well as part of the building committee and then the Stephen Walsh AOH division. Lots of wonderful entertainment out there. There's a concert coming up on March 8th, Wednesday, before St. Patrick's Day even gets underway, or even before the parade.
Yeah, I believe it's the 10th or 11th time we've had the Druids between the Irish Festival and the concert at the AOH Hall. So they're a fabulous group. They are considered Ireland's #1 rebel band, but they've kind of switched their tone a little bit and do a little bit more fun music to mix in with the rebel music and put on a well-balanced show. And tickets always sell very well for the show, and it's one you don't want to miss. So hopefully you come out and see the Druids.
Right, and if you're interested in getting tickets,
you can call Sue is the best thing, yes.
Sue McNichols.
Nichols, correct.
Okay, and I will have that information. I may already have it here somewhere. Sue is the seller of tickets. 248-345-7761, or you can email her at smcnichols120@sbcglobal.net. Once again, this is happening on Wednesday, March 8th. The Druids are in town at the AOH Hall, located at 25300 5 Mile Road in Redford, between Beach Daily and Telegraph. The doors open at 6 o'clock. The show is at 7 o'clock, $25 admission, and food is available that night for purchase. So we're going to hear from the Druids the song Let the People Sing, and then we're going to follow it with Derek Warfield and the Young Wolf Tones back home in Derry, because I promised Mark Hunt the same day I promised his wife that we would play a song for her, that we would play that one. And you want to tell us a little bit about Derek Warfield and the Young Wolf Tones?
Well, I seen him here. I believe it was December or November.
December.
They were fabulous, and kind of put a little note in our head that maybe they'd be great at the Motor City Irish Fest. So we tossed it around, and they had to adjust their schedule a little bit to make it work for Saturday and Sunday. They're coming in from Vegas on Friday night, coming here on Saturday and Sunday. So we're very excited. It's the first time we've had Derek Warfield at the Motor City Irish Fest. Had him at the AOH a couple times, but this is a whole different thing at the Irish Fest, and it'll be really exciting to have him there.
Right, and that is happening in June. Is it June?
June 9th, 10th, and 11th.
9th, 10th, and 11th. And so they'll be there the
10th and 11th.
10th and 11th. Very exciting, yeah. Derek Warfield has been coming to the Detroit area for probably close to 50 years or so. But to the Gaelic League when he was with the Wolf Tones, and then when he ventured out with the Young Wolf Tones, he's been making return appearances as often as he can, both at the Gaelic League and AOH. So
I seen him in Dublin in 1980.
Oh.
It was just a place that probably should have held about 120, and he crammed about 200 in there, and what a show they put on back then.
Absolutely. With that, we are going to send this out to those that are ill, with hopes that they will be feeling better, if not by March 8th for the Druids, certainly by June, to come on out to the Motor City Irish Festival, which I should mention before we go too much further. That is something that you started off in a church parking lot field, St. Valentine's in Redford, and 12 years later, it's in a nice park, the Heritage Park in in Livonia. So
Yeah, it's really grown. It grows a little bit every year, and very, very excited. We don't want to grow too fast. We don't want to be understaffed and everything. It grows at just a perfect pace.
Oh, it's just a fun time too. With that, 𝐊𝐵𝐺𝐻 Sanudini Atatin to the following. We have Laura Bond, Judy and Tom Bruning, Bill Carney, John Couture, Kitty Durbin, Brian Dunleavy, John Finnerty, Bridie Flynn, Ed Foley, Betty Gowdy, Mary Gold, Joanne Haley, Dave and Aaron Keem, Jamie Jones, Ann Kerwin, Kevin Lussick, Angela McGuire, Eden Mashburn, Patty Martin, Rick McMurray, Richard McNichols, Sean Moore, Bridget Murray, Joan Nagy, Father Dan O'Sullivan, Ann Purcell, Marianne Quinn, Norm Root, Chris Scanlon, Mary Sheehy, Megan Tierney, Sarah Turner, Lexton Williams, Joan Wisely, Kevin Wisely, and your family members and friends that may be in need of prayers at this time. Let's go off and let the people sing by the Druids.
For those who are in love, here's a song that's warm and tender. For those who are oppressed, well, in song you can protest. So liberate your mind and give your soul's expression, and open up your hearts. I'll sing for you the song. Let the people sing their stories and their songs, music of their native lands, their lullabies and battle cries and songs of hope and joy. Join us hand in hand all across this ancient land. Throughout a test of time, it was music that kept our spirits free. Those songs of yours and mine. It was back in ancient time when the bard would tell his stories, the heroes, the villains of the chieftains in the glen. Through Elizabethan time and Cromwell war and fury, put the pipers to the sword, kill the harpers and their bards. Let the people sing their stories and their songs, music of their native lands, their lullabies and battle cries and songs of hope and joy. Join us hand in hand all across this ancient land. Throughout a test of time, it was music that kept our spirits free. The songs of yours and mine. Sing their stories and their songs, music of their native lands, their lullabies and battle cries and songs of hope and joy. Join us hand in hand all across this ancient land. Throughout a test of time, it was music that kept our spirits free. The songs of yours and mine. Oh, Ireland, land of song, your music lives forever. In its valleys, in its mountains, in its hills and in its glens, our music did survive through famine and oppression. Till the generations gone, I'll sing for you this song. Let the people sing their stories and their songs, music of their native lands, their lullabies and battle cries and songs of hope and joy. Join us hand in hand all across this ancient land. Throughout a test of time, it was music that kept our spirits free. Those songs of yours and mine. Yes, those songs of yours and mine.
1903 we sailed out to sea, out from the sweet town of Derry. For Australia bound, if we didn't all drown, and the marks of our fetters we carried. In the rusty iron chains we sighed for our wains, as our good women we left in sorrow. As the mainsails unfurled, our curses we heard at the English and the thoughts of tomorrow. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. The mouth of the foil bid farewell to the soil, as down below decks we were lying. Out the heart he screamed, awoken out from a dream by the vision of bold Robert dying. The sun had burned cruel as we dished out the gruel. Dan O'Connor was down with the fever. 60 rebels today bound for Botany Bay. How many will meet their receiver? Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Them to hell as our bow fought the swell. Our ship danced like a moth in the firelight. White horses rode high as the devil passed by, taking souls to Hades by twilight. 5 weeks out at sea, we were now 43. We bury our comrades each morning. In our own slime we were lost in the time of endless night without dawning. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, Van Diemen's Land is a hell for a man to live out his whole life in slavery, where the climate is raw and the gun makes the law. Neither wind nor rain cares for bravery. 20 years have passed by and I've ended me bond. My comrades grow squat behind me. A rebel I came, oh I'm still the same. On the cold winds of night now you'll find me. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry.
All right, with us now is another guest, and we have Aileen Daniels here. How are you today?
Good, Kathleen. How are you?
Really good, and you have some exciting news too to share.
Yeah, I'm here today just to do a shout out for the upcoming Jim DeWan Memorial Scholarship is happening. We are now currently taking applications, and that the deadline for those is April 1st. So what we're looking for, I'll just kind of give you a quick recap of the program. It is reserved for young men and women of Irish ancestry, age 17 to 30, and encourages involvement in the Irish community while offering financial assistance in obtaining your educational goals. To be considered as a recipient, the applicant must be a high school senior or have completed high school, and have performed or made a commitment to the community service in a Metro Detroit Irish community by the time the scholarship is awarded, which will be in April this year. We're having our award program here at the Gaelic League beginning at 11 a.m. on April 30th. I also wanted to mention today that we're doing something new this year as a fundraiser. We're currently hosting on what's called Better World auction site. We're doing a silent auction where we're auctioning off 3 NFL memorabilia items, all signed by Megatron, number 81, who played, as everyone knows, for the Detroit Lions. So if you go on that Better World website, you can find those auction items. So we're hoping everyone will take a look at those prior to our event, April 30th.
And that is a silent auction or a bidding, and it started February 6th and it's going through March 6th?
Through March 6th, you have to bid on those items. So there, if you go to the NFL store, which I do on most Sundays when I'm at the Lions game, those items that are signed by Calvin Johnson all start at about $1,000. So this is a really good opportunity if you're a fan of the NFL, particularly of the Lions and of course of Megatron. It's a good opportunity to get those items at a good price.
Okay, and what are the items? Looks like there's a helmet.
Yeah, we have a football helmet signed by Calvin. We have a NFL football, as well as a jersey. So
3 different items.
Yeah, all really nice. So and just so you know, he has also not only just put his name on them, but he also put HOF, which is Hall of Fame, which increases the value of the item. So that's exciting as well. Yeah.
Very nice. Now, if people are interested in finding out more about the scholarship program and how they can register, or about how they can get tickets for the award dinner, do you have an email or a website?
We do. We have a new website, actually. It's the 𝐵𝐺𝐸_Scholarship.com. If you go to that site, it gives you all the information. The application is on there, as well as all the items I mentioned earlier as to what the criteria is. So it's a real good opportunity, and a lot of the events that we host throughout the year, usually you show up, there's a program, and you either have to do a talent or interviews live in an audience. This is a chance for those who kind of would prefer not to be on stage and do that, but we're certainly looking at send us whatever you have, any letters of recommendation. And one thing I want to mention with this, Jim Dewan had a passion that, he wanted to get to a lot of people out in the community, particularly those that may not, be academic scholars, but people who are in the trades. And that was really something for Jim to have been hip to that before. If you look at what's going on out in the world now, there's a real need for people in the trades that have been overlooked for a number of years where scholarships are concerned. So this is a real good opportunity for people who are in the trades and learning those trades to get some assistance here from their Irish community. So
very good, and that's pretty much why you're accepting that big range of age from 17 to 30.
Right.
It's those that are out there and have learned a skill but want to become more proficient or get the degree that they need to advance. Or whatever.
Correct. Yeah. And just one thing, I'll tell you how the judges will be scoring. It's going to be 100 points. It's going to be 30 for their career path and why you've chosen it. It'll be 40 points based on your current or planned Irish community involvement, and then another 30 points for ideas and plans for continued involvement in the Irish community. So that's
very, very nice.
Okay.
Well, thank you for taking the time to share that.
And thank you for allowing us to come on and give a shout out for our program.
Very good. Well, we wish you well, and that is the Jim Dewan Memorial Scholarship. .betterworld.org if you want to get in on the auction, and otherwise just .com if you want to find out more about the scholarship. Thank you so much,
very
Aileen.
much. All right.
Yeah, appreciate it. With that, we are going to hear more about our friend Kevin Murphy, who's here today. Interesting enough, he was born in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, his father coming from Dublin, Ireland, and his mother being Canadian. Eventually, fortunate for us, the family moved to the Detroit area, and both Kevin and his father worked for, well, Kevin for a short time, but his father worked for the auto industry, Ford Motor Company. Kevin, I understand you're the oldest of 4 children, and you have 3 sisters.
I do.
And their names? Just shout out to them.
Maureen, Patricia, and Colleen.
Okay. And so you mentioned to me early that what was different about your house than some of your friends was the music, that you grew up in a household full of wonderful Irish music. And I know you have a claim to fame for some of the artists, maybe Clancy Brothers.
Clancy Brothers. My dad had, I believe, 3 or 4 of the albums, and I knew all the words to all the albums. I listened to them over and over again. Plus, everywhere we went in the car, we always sang. My dad always started the singing. We all sang along, and again, we learned the music that way.
Right, and then you had the opportunity to go back to Ireland, where you have relatives and cousins and aunts and uncles, and really got enthralled with the music there, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Well, I thought we would, and maybe, do we have time? We will play the next couple of songs, because one of them, The Voyage, is being sung by Andy Cooney. This is another group that Kevin has brought into the Ancient Order of Hibernians Hall, and one that we both have enjoyed at the Palatine Dinner Dances here at the Gaelic League as well. The Voyage, talking about his dad coming from Ireland, his mom living in Canada, and meeting, and starting this beautiful family. And now you have carried it on with your own family. Maybe mention your wife and your children, and now grandchildren as well, right?
Yes.
Go ahead, name names.
Names? Okay. My wife, Shelley. I would not have this honor without what she has done to help me. It's a teamwork. It's 2 of us. She does like to be on the microphone. I do, so I seem to get all the recognition, but she does awful lot of the hard work behind the scenes. I have 3 children. I got Katie, Kathleen, Sean, and Tara. And Katie is married to Jason. I have 2 beautiful grandchildren, Aaron and Connor. They're 8 and 10 years old. And I have a brand new grandbaby, a year-old, Fiona. My son, Sean, is married to Bridget. And nothing from my youngest one yet, so.
Well, that's fine. And so The Voyage continues. We'll hear this being sung by Andy Cooney, and then just a quick little dance set by Matt Cunningham, the Dublin set, the 4th figure, which is reels.
I am a sailor, you're my first mate. We signed on together and coupled our fates. Hold up our anchor, determined not to fail. For the heart's treasure, together set sail. No maps to guide us, we steered our own course. Rode out the storms when the winds were gale force. Sat out the doldrums in patience and hope. Working together, we learned how to cope. Life is an ocean, love is a boat. In troubled waters, keeps us afloat. When we started the voyage, it was just me and you. Now gathered round us, we have our own crew. relationship. We built it with care to last the whole trip. A true destination unmarked on any charts. We're navigating for the shores of the heart. Life is an ocean, love is a boat. In troubled waters, it keeps us afloat. When we started the voyage, it was just me and you. Now gathered round us, we have our own crew. Now gathered round us, we have our own crew. We have our own crew. We have our own crew. We have our own
Well, I've had the pleasure of sitting here and talking to Kevin about all kinds of things, and it's like, oh yeah, we had to remember this and we got to remember that. Just a brief little bit about last night's Court of St. Bridget performance.
Yeah, the ladies AOH had the Court of St. Bridget last night. There were 6 girls, 2 men, young men in college that tried out, and it was a wonderful class class program that the ladies AOH put on. And I wish I had the names with me, but there were one of the boys actually came in second, and the girl in first and third, and they all got nice scholarships for their hard work. And again, they put on a gorgeous program there, and they should be very proud of what they did.
Very, very nice. And we will get those names. If someone has them handy, they can text it to 313-942-0159, and we'll get it on before the end of this show. Otherwise, you'll be meeting them next week at the parade fundraiser, and we'll be announcing them as well. All right, we're going to shift gears and go back to talking about our friend Kevin Murphy. Kevin, you mentioned that growing up in a home with lots of music and traveling in the car, and your dad being a main part of that, starting the sing-along. You've stayed with that music. Obviously, you have your guitar here. And when did you get started with playing a guitar? And tell us a little bit about that background.
I went to the local rec center when we got a guitar for Christmas, and I learned the beginning lessons. And we have a folk group at Cabrini Church that at that time probably had 30 to 40 members. And they were still looking for more members, and I went up and asked, and they welcomed me, and I became part of that folk group for almost 10 years before I got married and moved on. But we performed all over the place. At one point we had over 100 members in the folk group.
Wow.
Out of that folk group, we had 4 priests come out of that folk group, and almost 20 marriages came out of that folk group. So it was a pretty special group of people, and we communicate between many of us all the time till this day.
Isn't that wonderful? And from that, when you said you moved on, you really didn't leave playing music and playing with the church. You have performed at very many thousands probably of masses.
Thousands of masses. I've been singing with the same lady, Pat Norp, for I think it's 33 years. We've been performing at church and nursing homes and all kinds of different places. We're always on the go, including a trip to Ireland, all the famous cathedrals throughout Ireland we got to perform at, and it's been a great ride with her.
And one of the highlights of one of those trips to Ireland was?
Yes, at the Knock Cathedral, being able to sing Lady of Knock at the Mass at the Knock Cathedral, and that has to be my biggest honor, performing that song.
I bet. We've had the pleasure of having you sing it at many occasions here in the Detroit area. And in fact, you will be playing and singing as Grand Marshal on Parade Sunday down at Most Holy Trinity Church as well, right?
Yes, Pat O'Hare asked me if I'd sing Lady of Knock at the Mass on Parade Day, so I'm honored to do that.
Isn't that wonderful? Well, with that, how about you play it right now for us?
Very good. There were people of all ages gathering round the gable wall, poor and humble men and women, little children that you call. We are gathered here before you, and our hearts are just the same, filled with joy at such a vision, as we praise your name. Golden Rose, Queen of Ireland, all my cares and troubles cease, as we kneel with love before you, Lady of Knock, my Queen of Peace. Oh, your message was unspoken, but the truth in silence lies. So I gaze upon your vision, and the truth I try to find. Here I stand with John the teacher, and with Joseph at your side, and I see the Lamb of God on the altar glorified. Golden Rose, Queen of Ireland, all my cares and troubles ease as we kneel with love before you, Lady of Knock, my Queen of Peace. And the Lamb will conquer, and the woman clothed in the sun will shine her light on everyone. And the Lamb will conquer, and the woman clothed in the sun will shine her light on everyone. Golden Rose, Queen of Ireland, all my cares and troubles cease as we kneel with love before you, Lady of Knock, my Queen of Peace. Lady of Knock, my Queen of Peace.
Very, very nice. We are in the midst of a very talented, giving man. Thankfully, you've been recognized by other people prior to being selected as the Grand Marshal this year. You've had the honor of being the Hibernian of the Year, the Knights of Equity Irish Ambassador, the Palatine Man of the Year, the Retford Interfaith Man of the Year. This past year, 2022, the Michigan Hall of Fame for your philanthropic sense of or business about you. And maybe you can share with us a little bit about the work that you and your wife have done for many years with the restaurant business.
Well, we bought the restaurant in 1983, the year we got married. It was pretty nerve-wracking in the beginning because we put the money that we had saved for a house and into that. And the auto industry was going through some tough times in the 80s, and she was due with our first child. We had a decision to make whether to sell the restaurant or stay at Ford's, or leave Ford's and stick with the restaurant. So it was a decision we made, and we've been very blessed with so many friends and acquaintances over the year. How different our life would have been. I worked in Saline at the time. We would have probably moved out that way. We would have never met all the people we know now. And we truly believe it was the right decision in the end.
And then was.
Yes, yeah.
Obviously, it's been a joy for many of your patrons. Murphy's Restaurant in Retford, you made mention was your first, and
Yes.
it's your last.
Yes.
But there were other restaurants in between.
Yeah, we had 3 other restaurants, yes. We took 3 restaurants that were belly up and turned them around and sold them after a few years and went back to the original.
All right. Did you have a love of not only music but cooking as well when you were growing up?
I always liked cooking, yes, but I washed dishes in high school. And getting out of high school, I said, whatever I do in life, I'll never wash another dish. So I ate those words pretty good. But
yeah. You have been very active in the Ancient Order of Hibernians and the Stephen Walsh Division. You've been both a board member and chairman of the Building Corporation. But it didn't stop there. You're also an Irish American Club member of the Gaelic League. You're a Fraternal Order of the United Irishmen and Knights of, KFC men.
Knights of Columbus, yeah.
Knights of Columbus, and a great supporter of the Palatine Fathers. And on top of that, working in the restaurant and having a family life, it's amazing that you have been able to do as much as you've done, and now here you are, going to be leading the thousands in the parade shortly. Is there other things that you'd like people to know about you?
I just want to make sure it's known that I didn't do these things on my own. I am surrounded by so many friends and hard workers and a very, very committed group of people with the AOH Hall, the Motor City Irish Fest. This is not done alone. This is done by an army. And I just happen to be the one that likes the microphone, so I seem to get a lot of the kudos. But we have great, great people behind us putting this all together. You know, it would not be done on our own.
Well, you also have great leadership skills and organizational skills, and use your time wisely. You know what I mean? When you do so many things, you have to have a good.
I've had to learn.
Yeah. Well, you've learned very well, my man. It's super. We're going to hear a couple songs here, and we'll come back with some more live music. But this sums up Kevin, When I Was a Lad, by the group out of Belfast, Barnbreck. And then Frank Patterson was one of those entertainers that came in with Fooey's, If I Can Help Somebody. And I think that's part of your life model as well.
Frank was great.
Yeah.
What a great, great singer.
Yeah, and you also exemplify that helping each other.
Rows of back-to-back houses covered in smoke and grime. Children skipping in the street and washing on the line. Scarf tucked down your jersey to keep you from the cold. I wore a woolly balaclava when I was 9 years old. When I was a lad, neighbours were neighbours. When I was a lad, doing you favours. People giving people a hand, no matter how small. When I was a lad, dolly mixtures. When I was a lad, Saturday pictures. When I was a lad, those were the greatest days of all. School from Monday to Friday, I learned to read and write. Grandad sitting on the doorstep in the fading light. Tin bath hanging from a 6-inch nail, lino on the floor. Lavatory out in the backyard, sit with your foot against the door. When I was a lad, neighbours were neighbours. When I was a lad, doing you favours. People giving people a hand, no matter how small. When I was a lad, dolly mixtures. When I was a lad, Saturday pictures. When I was a lad, those were the greatest days of all. Times were hard in winter, but Mommy kept us fed. All night huddled round the far side, overcoats on the bed. We were a great big family, we all slept head to toe in a big brass bed up in the back room, and it seemed so long ago. When I was a lad, neighbours were neighbours. When I was a lad, doing you favours. People giving people a hand, no matter how small. When I was a lad, dolly mixtures. When I was a lad, Saturday pictures. When I was a lad, those were the greatest days of all. When I was a lad, neighbours were neighbours. When I was a lad, doing you favours. People giving people a hand, no matter how small. When I was a lad, dolly mixtures. When I was a lad, Saturday pictures. When I was a lad, those were the greatest days of all. When I was a lad, neighbours were neighbours. When I was a lad.
If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word or a song, if I can show somebody he is traveling wrong, then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. If I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living shall not be in vain. If I can do my duty as a Christian ought, if I can bring back beauty to a world abroad, if I can spread love's message that the Master taught, then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. If I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living shall not be in
Okay, just a little reminder that here at the Gaelic League today is the pub quiz starting at 4 o'clock. Admission is $5, and out at the AOH Hall there is the euchre tournament that's about to get underway at 3 o'clock. So places to go, and then both the Gaelic League will be starting their Lenten fish dinners, and the AOH have on every Friday have Friday fish dinners. So at the AOH this week, all you can eat, fried or baked fish, fries, coleslaw, and a roll for $14 an adult. Children's are $6. The doors open at 5, with food being served from 5:30 to 7:30. And the entertainment this week is by Black Murray, sponsored by Pat and Betsy McCrae, and that'll be following dinner. At the Gaelic League, the fish dinner starts at 5 to 8, and they offer pretty much the same. And theirs is fried, though. Fries, coleslaw, and a dinner roll. The dinner is $12. Additional piece is $3. They also offer chicken dinner, chicken tender dinner, and children's dinners for $6. So come support either one of these clubs. Also, real quickly, when mentioned, a big shout out to those that are listening in and sharing and liking, and that includes Stacy Skinador, Mark Hurley, Peter Dewan, Mickey Taryn, Sandy and Marty Raymond, Paul Cotton, Mary Popard, Nancy McCarver-Howes, Heather Connor, Thomas Callahan, Cynthia Brannigan, Bob Gaffrey, Kim Johnson Carlson, Peggy Shimatero, Linda Warren, Bill Miller, Sheila Maloney, Pamela Dunleavy, Brita Miller, Kathy Devlin, Knights of Equity, Court 6, Beb Murphy, your mom's listening in, and all those whose names I don't have handy, but appreciate your support. You got another song or two for us, Kevin?
Just one more. Yeah, I got a little Lord of the Dance.
Okay. Oh, and do you want to share a little bit about your wife's family and how you met her?
Yes, I sang this song for both my wife's grandparents' funerals before I met her. I met her at both funerals. He was a Nova Scotian fiddle player that lived in Allen Park, and he was a bit elderly at the time, and I'd play guitar a little bit along with them, and when they passed away, they asked me to sing Lord of the Dance at their funerals, and I met my wife and her siblings and cousins at the funerals, and later on will be 40 years this April in marriage, so
how wonderful.
It worked good.
Yeah.
All right. I danced in the morning when the world was begun. I danced in the moon and the stars and the sun. I came down from heaven, I danced on earth. Bethlehem, I had my birth. Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. I danced for the scribes and the Pharisees, but they wouldn't dance, they wouldn't follow me. I danced for the fishermen, for James and John. They came with me and the dance went on. Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. I danced on a Sabbath, I cured the lame. The holy people said it was a shame. They whipped and they stripped and they hung me high. They left me there on the cross to die. Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. I danced on a Friday when the sky turned black. It's hard to dance with the devil on your back. They buried my body, they thought I'd gone, but I am the dance and I still go on. Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. I danced on a Sabbath, I cured the lame. The holy people said it was a shame. They whipped and they stripped and they hung me high. They left me there on the cross to die. Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. They cut me down, I leapt up high. I am the life that will never, never die. I live in you and you live in me, 'cause I am the Lord of the dance, said he. Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he.
Very nice. And this is just a sampling of what we have happening next Sunday. Maybe we have Sheila Cassidy, who's here, part of the co-chair of the St. Patrick's Parade kickoff.
Thank you, Kathleen. Yes, we have a great event coming up. A week from today will be full bloom swinging and singing and dancing over at the AOH Hall, and it's a big event to raise money for our parade that will be on the 12th of March down here in Corktown. So we have the doors opening at 1 o'clock going till 7 p.m. We have a full line of Irish music, dancing, singing, and camaraderie. Tickets are $20 in advance or $25 at the door. Kids under 12 are $10, and of course 5 and under are free. We will have a kids table there for some arts and crafts. And if you're interested in purchasing tickets ahead of time, I'd be most happy to put those at the door for you. I can be reached at 586-242-5013. And on behalf of the United Irish Societies, we welcome everyone, and we would love your support to help us to make it a bigger and better parade all the years to come.
Very, very nice. I'm so glad that you were here to add that little personal touch. We appreciate all that you have done to make this possible, to put on this fundraiser. And Kevin, as the Grand Marshal, you of course will be there, but will you also be playing some music?
I will not.
Oh, you're not?
No, I wasn't chosen.
I know, there's so many bands. I know, it's amazing. Detroit is very, very fortunate with all the talent we have. But you are in a band. Maybe you can share with your listeners, our listeners, a little bit where they can see you in person.
Well, I play with the Jamrocks. We're probably 7 pieces on average, 6 or 7, depending on who shows up. And I surrounded myself with very, very talented musicians, which makes my life a whole lot easier. We just do it to have fun. We play at the Motor City Irish Fest every year. We do play fish fries. We have one coming up in next month.
Right, and, March 3rd.
Yes. Well, I'm by myself on that one.
Oh,
I believe.
It said Kevin Murphy and Friends?
Yeah, and there's another one with the Jamrocks coming up.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes I just play and different musicians come and join me, and we just kind of have like a jam session. So. But I played in a band for 15 or 20 years and kind of got burned out on that, so I just play when I feel like playing pretty much anymore.
When you can, or when you have time to play. Before we close out, I'm going to play another group that's going to be a part of this St. Patrick's Parade kickoff next Sunday, and that is our good friends Fooey's with the Chowder Society, which your dad is a part of. And this is a special song, and it was I think it was a Fooey fundraiser where your dad was talking about an advertisement and then sang the song The Merry Plowboy.
The Abbey Tavern Singers, yes.
Yes, so
Black Label commercials.
Okay, and he said no one knew what they were talking about, whatever, when he came back here. But I heard it in Dublin. We were going to hear it with the Fooeys adding to it. Your dad's the lead on this one, The Merry Plowboy.
There you go.
It was on the TV as a commercial for Carling's Brothers beer. And it was in 1966, I believe. And I happened to be going to Ireland that year, and the song was sang by the Abbey Tavern Singers in Dublin, which was in Holt, Dublin. And fortunately, I was able to get there that year and listen to them sing in that. But it was unbelievable. It almost became the most popular song in Detroit as a beer commercial. So it's called The Merry Plowboy. And we have sang it once down at St. Pat's. But since then, I think most of these don't even know the song. So this is absolutely new. So we're going to try and sing it. Oh, I am a merry plowboy, and I plow the fields all day, till a sudden thought came into my head that I was running away. Oh, I've always been since the day that I was born, so I'm on to join the IRA, and I'm off tomorrow. Off to Dublin in the green, where the helmets glisten in the sun, where the bayonets flash and the rifles crack to the echo of a Thompson gun. I leave aside my pick and spade. I leave aside my plow, and I leave aside my horse and yoke, for I no more need am thou. And I leave aside my Mary, she's the kind I adore. And I wonder if she'll think of me when she hears the cannons roar.
And we're off to Dublin in the green, where the helmets glisten in the sun, where the bayonets flash and the rifles crash to the echo of the Thompson gun.
And when this war is over, and dear old Ireland's free, I will take her to a church to wear, and a reverend white she'll be. Some men fight for silver, and some men fight for gold, but the IRA are fighting for the land of Saxon stone.
And we're all to Dublin in the green, where the helmets glisten in the sun, where the bayonets flash and the rifles crash to the echo of the Thompson gun. And we're all to Dublin in the green, where the helmets glisten in the sun, where the bayonets flash and the rifles crash to the echo of the Thompson gun.
Okay, just real quickly, just a reminder, if you're going to the Irish Heritage Night at Little Caesar Arena with the Pistons, that is on March 1st. The deadline to get that special offer is on February 25th. Go to the www.pistons.com/Irish to find out more. Kevin will be there, our Grand Marshal. Do you have any parting remarks before we go off with some bagpiping?
No, I'm just so honored to be chosen. I've had so many great Grand Marshals before me that I've watched, and they were amazing, amazing people. To even mention the same breath with them is incredible, and I am truly, truly honored for this, and I promise to be a good representation for the Detroit Irish here this year.
You will. And with that, we're going to have to say thank you for tuning in today. I really appreciate Kevin Murphy being here, not only as a guest, but we're playing some live music. Also, Aileen Daniel and Sheila Cassidy in the house. And for Father Brendan McCarrick and 𝐷𝐸𝐿 𝐿. Thanks to Bruce and to all of you, our listeners. We appreciate your support. Until next week, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Have a great week. 𝐶𝐞𝐭 𝐈𝐫𝐢𝐬𝐡 𝐑𝐚𝐝𝐢𝐿. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks, Kevin.